Enigma's just really good at slowing down enemy carries and slowing down their timings with all the denies. Not to mention, once you get like your level 7, you're pushing towers and forcing the carry out of the lane. So I think it's, with good reason that Secret leave Enigma in the pool again. They feel like they can just consistently beat this hero. They played against it all throughout the last chance qualifiers. I feel like teams are just kind of overrating Enigma. It's definitely a good hero, but I don't think it's maybe a just straight up first pick hero.
Yeah, maybe not anymore. Because yeah, they did it against Beast Coast as well, where Beast Coast had Enigma and Nisha did go that sniper in the mid lane, and they gave Crystallis a Slardar and Resolution a Leshrac. So it looks like something they're toying with there is to kind of shift out their lane attribution or their roles for their players. So Primal Beast, Nyx, Batrider and Marcy, the first 4 bans, and a bit of contemplation time now. Fnatic dipping into this reserve time, and this is one of those things, right? It's like, do we trust the Enigma still, or do we want to go back for like, an Undying or something along those lines? They have trust.
They trust it. We'll see which direction the Secret go. Maybe they veer off to the Silencer, but based on last game, they just weren't afraid of Black Hole, even with no way to cancel it. It felt like there were a few Black Holes, mostly on like 1 or 2 heroes that were decent, but I don't think they were like teamfight deciding necessarily.
Yeah. Is this legit where you open Sniper Earth Spirit or something? Like, is that what Team Secret want to do? Enchantress to start, so that's a tool they used in the previous game.
Could be Ench Spirit maybe, since they may expect Earth Spirit to get banned out, or you get the Ench plus last game was Primal Beast, so not sure. Like, the flex heroes feel nice in the first phase when you have second pick. It's kind of it's being second pick is hard. Like, there's opening 2 picks. You can't pick anything that gets easily countered because you don't get to protect it. So it's almost always like support plus flex, double support, or just like support plus offlaner is usually what you see out of second pick teams.
I guess one of those big flex heroes is still the Shadow Fiend that's out there as well, right? For mid or safe lane. Decent against the Enigma. And both Nisha and Crystallis can play it.
Absolutely. I think SF is very warranted as a pick here. If they don't, maybe Fnatic grabs it. Maybe they worried about picking SF and then Fnatic get the Morphling, which has looked at least solid against, I think, the SF. It kind of forces SF to go magic build. And instead they go Leshrac. Okay.
Okay, so that was the position 3 they used for Rezo in one of these previous games, so not a big shift away, and again, it's that flex. Give it to Nisha, give it to Crystallis across all 3 core roles. He can be slotted in nicely.
Yeah, coming today, we mentioned earlier, the most picked hero so far of this group stage, and it's the flex hero of the first phase that they can get. It also, maybe they feel like it's just like a nice tempo, fast-paced hero to pair with Ench. It deters, to me, the Morphling pick a bit. SF, you still can go for, but I think SF also maybe takes a little bit longer to come online, particularly if it's like a safe lane right-click SF. It doesn't you have to get often like your Mask of Madness, your Dragonlance, your BKB before you're ready to go, so you're not really defending towers early on. Neither's Enigma, so it does feel like Ench plus Lesh is a good kind of foundation to really play a fast-paced game. And yeah, Fnatic, I think you almost had to go a different direction because you're worried about all the early pressure Secret can put on you.
Yeah, if you're relying on this big, long cooldown of the Black Hole, always nice to have something a little shorter there to actually start your team fights with that Rolling Thunder. Is there flexibility with Pango here? In the past we've seen a bit of pos 4, but it's mainly the 2 and 3 roll, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Be surprised if they did anything else.
So does that lock in Enigma as 3 and Pango as 2, or do we have the chance of like Enigma 4?
I mean, it's DJ, so it's always a possibility, but I just feels like Enigma's, when it comes to the standard meta, it's pretty locked into being 3 position with Pango mid. I feel like that's the most likely. I mean, at the same time, I think actually, if anything, Enigma's locked into 3 for me, and then Pango flexes between either 4 position or mid.
Okay.
But who knows? 4 position Pango pretty weak, but that's where Enigma comes in. You just kind of, deny creeps and pull the lane back and just play very passively in that off lane.
Yeah, we'll see where they head. Team Secret opting to start banning some of these 4 heroes. A Tiny, followed by the Shadow Fiend. Still leaving a lot of the the Zayat's heroes in there, though. I feel like Fnatic could, give a shout out to his Earth Spirit, give him respect. They've already taken out the Nyx. If you get rid of Earth Spirit, I guess there's still Tusk in the pool. That's one of the difficulties with banning. It's like, okay, I ban his signature hero, but he's still got this pool of, 3 or 4 that he's very good on still. Like the 4 pool is pretty deep compared to the 5 pool nowadays, it feels like.
Yeah. It's hard to ban out a lot of these 4 players. I mean, some have like a preferred couple of heroes. So you maybe can ban out their best ones, which is kind of what Fnatic's doing with the Nyx ban, because I don't think you're banning against Nyx against a lot of teams. But if you start thinking of banning Earth Spirits and stuff, you're just like, well, is Earth Spirit really worth a ban?
Yeah.
He's still going to get his hands on like a Tusk or Clockwork or something.
5 seconds.
Yeah, Clock was the other one. Yeah, you're right. I'm wondering here about a Rubik for Secret. A little scared of Rubik enters your support duo, but when I see Enigma Pango, I'm just like, oh, dream Rubik game. I guess that also depends on what your offlaner is. Rubik Lesh doesn't seem particularly bad, but I think you'd prefer a Rubik plus a strength core.
Yeah. There's pros and cons. I think the Rubik and the Pengu Enigma, obviously for the spell steal, you've got Black Hole, you've got Rolling Thunder, but we had a game where I think a team first phase Rubik plus Ench against Enigma, and it just lost horribly because they're not picking Enigma just for Black Hole. If anything, you're picking it for a number of other reasons. So you got to be careful, I think, going too hard into the let's counter Enigma train. Right now, they don't really have any good frontliner, and picking a melee support kind of looks like it could fit a bit nicer for Secret, but it is a great Rubik game.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, it's time to start showing.
5 seconds remaining.
Team Secret with this third pick. They ban out the Clockwork leading into it. So Earth Spirit yet again.
Makes sense. Just stick with what's worked, and I think Secret just seemed to play best around Zayats being on these kind of more run-in, give vision, start fights off. I think Earth Spirit just plays very similar to the Nyx Assassin. And the Nyx Assassin is what kind of carried them through the last chance qualifiers. So they're going to stick with that kind of approach. They've got great follow-up for the Earth Spirit with the Lesh track already. So I think for Fnatic, probably saw this one coming, but just felt like, let's give it to them. We know what Earth Spirit does. We can kind of play and draft around it.
Yeah, he's the one setting the tempo. Undying for Fnatic now. So I do come back for that position 5. Still need to see what his lane partner is going to be and how Fnatic actually move these heroes into the roles that they need.
And you can see why they were happy to leave Earth Spirit in the pool, because they knew Undying was still there, and they're just like, okay, they get Earth Spirit. We've got this pretty free safe lane now. Undying is going to secure the lane for almost any carry when you've got a counter to an Earth Spirit. And Fnatic's approach this game is kind of different to the last. Last game was like, let's play fast, let's go for all these kills, play tempo Dota. This time around, it's, let's play late game. Let's get a TP. Let's guarantee that we do not get outscaled by some hero. Last game was the sniper. There's not really anything that's going to outscale a TB. There's stuff that can kind of go toe-to-toe with it in the late game, but there's nothing where it's like, oh, you lose late game with TB.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a pretty good Naga game so far. One of the heroes that we have seen utilized against TB, against Enigma and Undying. You've got this song to kind of reset around a Black Hole or a Rolling Thunder or a Tombstone, where you can focus them down in that magic immunity. And the map control you can get from, Naga DP, Naga Lesh, similar kind of things here, where Lesh, Enchantress, Earth Spirit can play aggressively and look for early towers, and then Naga starts cutting, making that map smaller for your opponents.
It's a great hero to reset fights against Undying Enigma too, but I think the thing is, it's not really a secret hero, I guess. If this was like an OG or something, they'd be picking Naga, but I don't think I've seen Secret play the hero, and just often, as we've talked about, they're not putting Chrysalis on the true carry, so putting Naga kind of veers off a different direction. They still may pick it, but this to me says we're going to prioritize countering this TB. You pick Naga here, Zeus maybe gets banned because Lesh is likely going to be Rezo's offlane hero. Lesh already deals pretty well with TB, but a Lesh plus Zeus, good luck, TB.
Buy a hood or something, man.
Yeah, Raven's looking at this like, man, what is this hate?
I mean, is there anything they can do to cover him here and protect him? Is there I don't know, position 4 that they can grab that has enough heals, like a Chen, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Not sure. I don't think you want it. I think you were looking more for classic DJ heroes, but at the same time, maybe it's a position for Pengo, and you pick up a mid now and say, okay, we see this Zeus mid, let's get something for Armel where he can like maybe crush the lane and also get on top of the Zeus and give you want to give Zeus a hard time. Much like the sniper, Zeus is a very similar hero, just instead of right clicks, it's spells. You know, you want to sit back, not get caught, position so that you can just dish out the most damage possible. And, you know, again, Secret have kind of put Nisha on this positioning-based hero that's meant to kind of carry the game.
Yeah. Kunkka's such a good ban there. Exceptional laning stage against the Zeus. Having that drag back as well allows you to target him quite nicely. As Fnatic start banning out these Crystallis heroes. And the Faithless Void, good pairing with Lesh and Zeus. Those big damage heroes can pump things into the Chrono. And Razor as well, the stock standard, really.
Yeah, I think as far as mid laners here, if that's what Fnatic want, they're looking at heroes that get on top of Zeus, or, you know, a Kunkka type pick forces him to maybe go BKB, which is a win in itself. It means he's not getting a damage item, so we'll see what that may be. Some of the spirits could still be effective, like an Ember type hero. Puck gets banned out. Yeah, Secret are expecting a 4-position Pengo, or maybe even 4-position Enigma with 3 Pengo. After the last game, maybe DJ's saying, okay, it's my turn to play Enigma.
Yeah, let's show everyone how it's done. Oh, this last pick. Fnatic going blind into it, so they don't know what Team Secret's carry is going to be.
Yeah, with Secret,
and there's also the chance there's Lesh Pos 1 as well, right?
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking and going to mention too. You don't really know. They've had Crystallis play a variety of kind of selfless heroes that don't need to scale. So if they see a hero for Rezo, they could go that direction. Oh, okay. So it is going to be the mid Pengo. They decide, you know, I mean, Secret were expecting a mid pick to come out last, the Puck Kunkka bans, but then they just pick up Tusk, which I don't think is a mid Tusk. It has been played before in the mid lane by Fnatic as well, but I don't think so.
Yeah, probably the Pango mid. And 3 Enigma, 1 TB.
Yep.
The DJ Tusk.
He's probably going to want to redeem himself after last game. He had a great start, but then couldn't quite make the same caliber of plays later on in the game. And Tusk is very much comfort zone for him. I mean, he's been around long enough. I feel like he's got so many comfort heroes, but
yeah,
Tusk is up there.
So if you've got answers for TB here, do you still want answers for like the Rolling Thunder and the BKB Black Hole? Is there a hero that you want that pierces Magic Immunity, or is there a grander scheme here for Team Secret for this last pick?
Well, they're going to go Morphling, so I feel like you want something that scales when you see this Enigma TB draft. Like, you want to at least have some way to match, because, you know, you've got Leshrac, you can push the tempo a bit, but it's just unreliable to say we're going to go all in and take all these early towers. So they put themselves in a position where, you know, picking carries against Enigma still works fine. Like, you've got a pretty free lane versus Enigma. Like, you get some farm denied, but you're pretty much in for a good time when you're playing into Enigma. This is just not a hero that generally has much kill threat.
I mean, can we go back to Januel's camera? Because I don't feel like I've thought this very often, but the mustache and mullet, it really works for him. I don't think that suits many people, but my goodness, he is a handsome fella. Look at that.
He's the SCA fans. The mullet gives him power. Is in the talk throughout the year. We've had many interviews with him throughout SCA DPC, and the mullet's there to stay. He's
good.
He rocks it.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, here we are, game 2. Fnatic up against Team Secret. The Terrorblade feels like it's been hard counted, honestly. Rezo, Nisha, this Lesh, and Zeus. Even the Aghanim's potential from the Morphling, able to turn into that TB, steal his attack speed and his stats. Pretty damn good, but Fnatic have a lot of team fight here, a lot of control, which maybe Secret could struggle with. Through this Pango, Enigma, Tusk, lots of ways to jump and catch in those back lines.
Yeah. And that's really the key of this game, is catching and jumping those back lines. This time around, it's going to be Armel playing the mid lane Pengo, as well as DJ on the Tusk. These are the heroes that need to address and keep the Zeus away from the TB. I'm curious to see how kind of greedy Fnatic want to play this one. They can kind of use the TB kind of more in the mid game and try and build this team fight and play around like the early Wraith Pack, because as you mentioned, their team fight is pretty damn scary. Tombstone, Black Hole, Wraith Pact, TB meta, like they can fight with TB hitting like a fast BKB. And I don't think Morphling's going to be ready to kind of join engagements as early as the TB is.
Yeah, needs a little more ramp up time to get his items going. Might see an early Roshan here from Fnatic if they can get some of those early team fights for themselves. Yeah, really got to consider these early catapult timings as well, because yeah, you've got Enigma TB able to push towers, but equally Team Secret with his Lesh Enchantress. If they dive a tower with an Earth Spirit, find a kill, they could very quickly, with Diabolic Edict and just an Ench creep, kill off the tier 1 mid with a catapult wave, move into that enemy safe lane, and get these early objectives to make the map smaller for Enigma TB, who can be pretty greedy in terms of farm.
30 seconds to battle.
They need a lot of that jungle and space to themselves.
Absolutely.
And DJ?
We'll see how early this TB gets pushed out of lane. Playing against a Lesh plus Earth Spirit lane does feel pretty tricky for TB. The Undying, definitely good at securing this lane, but have to be very careful and make sure that you get a lot of value around the early Metamorphosis usage.
Well, Zayat walks up into that Undying TB and gets bullied away. Yeah, absolutely curious to see what Januel decides to skill up here, because he's gone boots level 1, maybe expecting some lane dragging. Definitely wants to create a gap between himself and the Earth Spirit Lesh when he gets gone on. But maybe even like a 2-2-0 build here from the Undying. Just have more heals, have more sustain, not focus on Tombstone until the laning phase really breaks down.
Yeah. Instantly just going into the decay, of course, and his job is going to be trying to make Raven's life as easy as possible. Rezo getting decay spammed and harassed right off the bat.
Yeah, both of the magic sticks already prepared for this, knowing that Reflection is going to come out at the same time. As we take a peek across all 3 lanes, Nisha and Armel keeping our eyes on that one. The battle between the Zeus and the Pango, already both pretty low on HP and burning through tangos quickly, trying to rush into their bottles. Just continually clicking away at each other. And up in that top lane, DJ blocking small camp and having a battle with Puppey.
Yeah, tough battle for DJ. Luckily gets the uphill miss there. Level 1 impetus still hurts, and DJ with the boots is trying to just avoid Puppey as much as possible. Down bottom, Rezo getting so low here. This is just level 1 TB with Reflection, and
Januel, he dives it and kills off the Lash. Great body blocks from Zayat, but Fnatic with the first blood. That's the boots on Undying, paying off big time.
Yep. Got his win lace, spent his money, has a couple mangoes to come back to lane, and all while that's going on, TB's just hitting creeps, so you feel great about that. You're kind of distracting both heroes while getting a kill, and your TB gets refound.
Yeah, wonderfully done. Man, every time I peek in mid, they're both like 200 HP, and I'm expecting someone to die. The bottles will arrive now, so they'll have a quick sip, closing in on those water runes, so they'll be fine.
Armel started the lane just like running at the Zeus, but back down bottom, they've got Metamorphosis now.
They're
to get more kills.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. He does go for Tombstone level 2, and that's unlocked the kill threat here with the zombies. Chasing Lesh and that Earth Spirit. So it's going to be Zayat left to lap up the experience from this wave crashing onto his tier 1.
DJ in trouble top.
DJ?
Okay.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Does survive. But yeah, already a bit of tier 1 tower damage done bottom lane. Not something you usually see. And Rezo, no TP. So the long walk back down to the bottom lane. It's a struggle for him with 2 deaths already to his name.
I think Fnatic is showing such familiarity with this TB Undying lane. I mean, they've been playing Raven TB has been a classic all year long, and Zhao and his Undying is something he is also very comfortable on. And the laning prowess is just what's winning them this bottom lane right now.
Yeah, like Secret have this ward in the lane behind tier 1, looking for courier snipes, looking for pulls, but there's been no pulls. There have been no opportunities to go for courier snipes because of how forward Fnatic are playing in this lane. Incredible stuff so far. Looks like a bit of calm now, though. Rezo's going to be kind of soft dragging wave back towards range creeps, try and get a pull with Zayat. Blocked up as top. Puppey dead to the tag team of DJ. Crystallis has waveform and adaptive strike. Struggling against the Eidolons, though. A lot of damage from jabs. Gonna force him back.
Yeah, usually Enigma lanes not really kill lanes, but already earn charges for the Enigma. Daniel does a good job sidestepping that rolling boulder, and Again, they've just got this lane set up where TB's just freely hitting and farming all these creeps, and all Secret can do is try and avoid fighting into them, go for these side pulls, but every time they try and get this pull off, Januel's there to kind of prevent it.
Yeah, he's everywhere. And you do have Poppy going mid to refill the bottle of Nisha. Body blocking Armel as he tries to retreat away. He is straight up dead. They were even thinking about TPing a +1 for Secret. Didn't need it in the end.
Yeah, gets the help, and this is the key thing with some of these mid lanes where both of them just seem to constantly be like trading blows and harassing. Any kind of support rotation to secure a rune, deny a rune, or refill a bottle just makes such a big impact when they're playing the mid lane as if it's a pure 1v1.
Yeah, and again, it's that emphasis onto Nisha, giving him the best time you can in this laning stage. He's the big impact hero here, especially if you can crack level 6 early. But again, it's this play bottom. Raven and Januel trying to dive the lash, but turning quickly in onto Zayat as DJ slays Puppy elsewhere on the map. 2 supports down on the side of Secret, and Fnatic are again on this tier 1 tower, whacking away at buildings 5 minutes in.
Yeah, early Metamorphosis being used and actually getting building damage is pretty unheard of these days. Usually you're not pushing your safe lane, your carry's tower. This is like 5 years ago something you would do, but they're bringing it back. Fnatic just having such a good time that they actually get to push a tier 1 early.
Yeah, Lash with 12 last hits. They're trying to drag wave back, but half HP on that tower already.
Yeah, not being quite the game Rezo would have hoped for, but still across the board, not a disastrous laning stage for Secret outside of this bottom lane. Zeus coming out on top of the mid lane with the help of that kill, and Crystal is doing good on his Morphling up top. Not quite as well as the TB, but his lane, despite the Puppy deaths, has been pretty uncontested.
Puppy just trying impetus, steal attempt on that creep from Crystallis. It's definitely curious to see how much emphasis they do put on this Morphling in terms of farm priority. As we've been saying, Crystal is taking the back seat in a lot of these games as a sacrifice, but he is the hard carry this time around. Needs the space to be created by Nisha and Resolution. Well, Armel getting his Rolling Thunder cancelled out the first time will actually land a few stuns in onto this Earth Spirit. And bringing Januel and DJ mid. Maybe considering the go on Nisha there, but it looks like Armel is just going to fall back on the bounty rune.
Just feels like one of these plays you often see now. 6 minutes in, supports rotate, deny the rune from the enemy mid laner, but then die in the process. But it almost feels like an okay trade. Or at least teams have shown that they feel like it's an acceptable trade. He gets to respawn, and then he TP's mid and refills Nisha's bottle. So, there's still value being made by Zayats despite dying there.
And making sure that DD doesn't go in the hands of the Pango. Yeah. It can absolutely cause issues. A bit of breathing room for Rezo now at long last. There's no meta, there's no one dying on him, but the swarm is coming. Januel and DJ, they're arriving again in this bottom lane.
Yeah, and Raven's being still free farming. Both carries having very free lanes here.
Yeah, Nisha.
Get these kills. Snowball in.
And go straight forward with a Tombstone Snowball. Tag team from DJ. Raven doesn't want to get too deep though, so Januel and DJ, they forced a massive TP from Secret, but they're going to have to try and escape now. Lose the Undying. A tier 1 falls. A pretty big victory there from Fnatic, forcing so many to rotate and still getting the objective.
Yeah, they're going to feel fine about that. Just losing your 5 position, everybody else gets out, and your TP's instantly into the jungle to farm. Armel wasn't doing much pressure on the mid lane. He'd actually had to do a trip back to base, but yeah, I don't think Fnatic have any issues with how that went. Jabs is having a bit of a tough time. Can't really lane against this Morphling anymore. He was back in the jungle farming Ancients, but ultimately he's still making sure he finds a way to get some good early farm.
Well, they were really considering that jump on Nisha. DJ did trap him in the shards, but opting not to go for it this time. A mild 1-2k lead here for Fnatic. 8 minutes in. Good introduction to game 2.
Arcane Rune, unfortunately for Fnatic, spawns bottom. Armel was headed top, so instead of going back to the mid lane, Armel is making a move onto the Morphling up top. Have they got the Spirit Vessel? It's not there, but they've got a black hole from the trees.
Just catch him out before he can shift. Crystallis, Fairy Fire, popped, waveforms off, but the Snowball tag team. It's here from DJ. Good strength, adaptive strike to push him back in the side steps. Pirouetting like a ballerina around Armel, but it's enough damage from Fnatic to take the Morphling down in the end.
Yeah, just willing to... I mean, they get a decent chunk of damage off before the morph strength starts, so once he starts morphing, it feels like it's almost too little too late to save his life, and the response from Secret is going to be going for a smoke play here. They've got Arcane Rune Zeus. This is a lot of damage that Nisha can dish out if they catch anybody, but it does seem like Fnatic are wary. They've already vacated this top lane.
A quick evacuation. We've not seen a Thunder God's Wrath yet, I don't think. Very useful ability here to scout people out and get that damage going early on. Nisha just going to get a D-ward in the mid lane, though. Keep farming away. So no real play comes out of that smoke from Secret. And it looks like their ward does get scouted as well, as Zayats was spotted going into that bottom jungle. This is all free time for Raven. Doesn't feel too comfortable bottom anymore. He comes up top. He's got level 3 meta, level 3 conjure image. So a push on this tier 1 with the help of the Enigma. A good move for them, as they can actually collapse top with the rest of Fnatic, Armel and DJ. They're mid currently, but not too far away to go and start a fight there.
Feels like these two heroes alone, unless Secret bring numbers, should be enough to get this early tower. Even committing the Metamorphosis, so Fnatic making their intentions pretty clear that they want to use this TB to push the tempo, not play greedy Dota.
Well, they smoke to top, then move back to mid. Tag team with a swashbuckle is good onto Puppey, but again, they've targeted this Enchantress, not got the kill. Losing DJ in the process, and Armel having to spend the Rolling Thunder and a few swashbuckles just to get away. Secret. Oh, they bring all 5. Everyone's here to make sure the Puppey stays alive and even transfer this into a tier 1 push.
Yeah. It's kind of similar to bottom, though, where it feels like maybe a bit of an overcommitment. And if they get this tier 1 mid tower, it's going to feel well worth it, but 5 heroes just to make that play happen.
Well, the tombstone's dropped onto tower, but they're aiming. Armel has the swash to turn onto Zayas, Janwell, and DJ. Blow up resolution under this tower. Secret just didn't have enough to combat the tombstone. And Fnatic's response, TB didn't even come to get involved. He pushed out top tier 1, keeps on farming. And Fnatic with a firm grasp on this game, they're going to swing back into the mid lane and look for a tier 1 of their own.
Yeah, amazing fight for them. I mean, Secret, I think, take the right approach, which is like, okay, we brought 5 here, we've got to get this tier 1 tower, but they just kind of dove and overcommitted a bit too hard, and once you overcommit against an Undying and you get the tombstone down, things go really badly for you. Armel, the hero they really wanted to kill there on the Pengo, but he gets away with the swashbuckle on like 100 health, and at that point, Secret have just overcommitted and bit off more than they can chew.
And they're going to have another crack at Puppey.
With the vessel.
Oh yeah, they've got the vessel, you're right. That's enough. That's the tipping point. But they do trade DJ again.
It's smart. I think this is a big item for Jabs to get. And, you know, touch upon, you're not usually drafting the Enigma so much for the Black Hole and going Vessel. He likely still goes for the Wraith back. We'll have to see. Unless he wants to prioritize Blink BKB. But this is an item which is just going to be really nice against the Morphling, the Ench, and just make all these Secret heroes just a little bit more killable in the early game.
Zayats finds the roll. Pango has Swashbuckle, though, and a Rolling Thunder gives him that immunity against the Magnetize. DJ also arriving, but he won't quite get the catch onto Zayats. The roll was well timed to get to low ground again.
I feel like Pro Players has gotten so good at dodging Rolling Thunder. We saw it top lane earlier with the Morphling, and we see it there with the Earth Spirit. All these Pengos get made to look a little bit silly at times when their Rolling Thunder gets dodged, but players are just so good.
And Zayats is really trying to make life a little bit painful here for Armel. Every time he sees the Pango, he's rolling on him, no matter how many teammates he's got behind this Earth Spirit. The Pango, level 4 Swash, got himself a Lance of Pursuit, and he's only 1,000 gold away from that Diffusal Blade now, so looking for that big key item. They're still going to smoke up with Raven, DJ, Janwell, heading into enemy Ancients.
This mid tower dropped pretty fast. Ench Creep does a decent amount of damage here, so this smoke needs to come soon.
They're going to try and launch in from the back. They see the Zeus, the Snowball. DJ can't catch up to him. He's got the Tumbler's Toy to make a bit of a gap, so they turn instead onto Puppey. Zayats rolling away, and the Tombstone, it's there and stolen by Crystallis. 2 tombs on the ground, but Fnatic have killed off the 2 of them. Zeus, in the end, did get tracked back by DJ, Was that just a solo kill from
It
the Tusk
was.
on him? He's going to die to the Lesh, but no.
He may
the
not die.
snowball save buys the time he needs. Rezo trying to push himself to high ground. The snowball to the creeps, but the lightning storm is there. Armel still able to crash in with the Rolling Thunder. Now he's up to high ground with a nice play on the ledge, but Armel has the swash to close the gap again.
Dire's middle tower.
DJ
How
Tusk,
did that Zeus die?
he just got solo killed by Tusk. Like, phase boots, tag team. He got on top of him and just kept right-clicking. The fight not over here. Zayats wants Armel, but then, oh, TP out, not in time. Zeus with the ulti, the Thunder God to finish him off. Gets a little bit of revenge, but yeah, Tusk solo killing a Zeus. I mean, that's the weak side. I mean, Zeus is sub 1,000 health, just has gone for this Kaya build, so anytime you get on top of him, he does melt. We'll see the team fight again here, but yeah, off to the side. You can see there on the minimap, it's literally just a solo Tusk killing Zeus.
Yeah, I thought when the snowball didn't land and Zeus got off the heavenly jump, it's like, oh yeah, Nisha's fine. Absolutely not. Everyone else from Fnatic turned to fight around Tombstone, and DJ just eyes set on the prize. Made sure the Zeus dies in the end. Still a very close game, though. You know, you've got the fear of the Morphling getting towards his Manta, maybe the Ags a little bit later on. And it looks like Fnatic there. We were wondering about Jabs' next item. You mentioned the Wraith Pact. You know, we had the possibility of BKB Blink, but he's got a Hand of Midas.
That was not on my bingo card, but
No?
so yeah, he's, I guess, going for some late game assurance. Maybe felt like last game he couldn't farm some of those, you know, BKB Blink refreshers at a decent pace, so might also give him a lot of also experience growth, something that's kind of an underrated aspect of the item, but yeah, that's just not what I expected.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, you really praised all that ghost pushing from the Eidolons, but I guess if Enigma's not near enough by to get the experience, you need something to keep yourself in the running. Fnatic right now playing under the vision in that enemy jungle. Januel has a great spot here to launch himself forward in towards Zayat, but a roll away again, gonna give him the distance. Angling towards Rezo, but a little bit scary playing into enemy tier 2 at this point. They force Secret away, and it looks like they're gonna try and get into Roshan instead.
They dropped the tombstone, so they're pretty committed to this one. Secret already used the scan on the Roshan pit. They know Fnatic has the capabilities to go for this one, and they're trying to pressure it. Swashbuckle with Diffusal Blade does a lot of damage now, so even just casual harass from Armel is going to keep Secret at bay and maybe even just prevent them from contesting this.
And you said it in the draft, this is that kind of moment, 16 minutes in, where Morphling isn't ready yet. Whereas Fnatic, with this meta, with this tombstone, and the golem giving amplified damage, get the Aegis over onto Raven. Pivoting up towards high ground, they see Puppey. They'll get the shards block on him. Walrus Punch, DJ, a bit of a delayed animation, but they'll shred through the Enchantress. Move on to Rezo now as well. And Secret getting caught a little bit with their pants down. Not expecting that hyper-aggression from Fnatic straight after Roche falling.
Yeah, Rezo, he doesn't have an escape like an Earth Spirit there. He just needs to be, if you're not contesting Roche, which I think pretty clearly they're not. You've got Morphling elsewhere just trying to farm and come online. Someone like Leshrac just needs to be vacating the premises and giving up that part of the map to Fnatic, who want to go for this tier 2 tower, but here comes Secret. They want to fight this.
Zayat rolls in, gets the jump straight onto Raven. Sunder's back. And he's taken a lot of magic damage, though, from Magnetize and the Zeus zaps, but Zayat has gone a step too far. Blown up by the Walrus Punch there. Tower defended and held by Secret. But they needed everyone to come, and they needed Zayat's life as a sacrifice.
Just all the sustain from Fnatic, even without the Soul Rip. They've got a mech on Undying. They've had the Seeds of Serenity for some extra heal on the ground. And just so hard for Secret to finish off some of those kills. They do keep the tier 2 top tower alive, but it's not going to feel particularly good about it, I don't think.
How hard do you think this game's going to start snowballing for Fnatic with this Aegis?
I think pretty hard. Like, the way they're itemizing and playing, it's very early mid-game centric. Like, Pengo going for the fast Diffusal. Undying's now got a hood almost. We could see a fast pipe from him, for example. And just TB hitting Manta style now is going to be a pretty strong pushing presence. Next meta is kind of, to me at least, tier 2 top, maybe even tier 2 bottom during this Aegis timer. Sorry, tier 2 mid, not bottom, but yeah.
Yeah, so is this now down to Secret kind of looking for smoke ganks and pickoffs? Because again, it doesn't feel like they've got the 5v5, you know, two teams clashing head-on, big teamfight ultis they need.
Yeah, I think a big part of Secret's game plan is going to be delaying. Like last game, they had the sniper. This time around, it's Zeus plus Morphling. They're hoping the Morphling can outcarry the TB, particularly with the Ag Scepter build, where you get to steal, his stats and whatnot. And if they can get to that point in the late game and just turtle it up, defend high ground, which is something that Zeus should be very good at, this game can swing back their way. But they're going to give up a lot of farm to Fnatic in order to do that.
Man, they're going to need, what, another 5 minutes, maybe more, for this Morphling to get Ags, but
What a stun from Rezo.
Yeah, getting stunned up by the Leshrac. Centaur was there as well to help out, and Zayat, he's gone aggressive, looking for this Pango, but the Rolling Thunder back. Armel, he's fighting in behind tier 2, zoning them away with the Thunder. Raven might be spending his Aegis here, 2 minutes remaining on it, but dropping lower and lower, but he's got back into the trees. It's Radiant with the vision up on the high ground and a tombstone to zone Secret. So they come back in looking for Rezo. Jabs, the Sunder comes and the Black Hole's there. Just a solo one to kill off the Lesh.
Guarantee the kill. Hasn't really had any Black Hole opportunities. Would have been close. I don't think the Malefice maybe would have been enough to get the kill without Hole. So just gets it out and gives Fnatic complete control of this top side of the map. They now control this outpost. They've taken the tier 2 tower. They may have to wait for next Metamorphosis to go for that mid tower as well, and by then they are at risk of this Aegis expiring, so perhaps Secret have weathered the storm with another kill on DJ, this time in the mid lane. They've actually found some nice little pickoffs here.
Yeah, a great rotation from Crystallis, all the way from like bottom lane where he was farming through the bottom jungle and connecting with his Earth Spirit. Zayat's finally getting that involvement and impact we saw in game 1. What is it that he steals here? 70 attack speed and 20% of target stats stolen with the Morphling Ags. And that is huge when you've got this basically solo carry Terrorblade. You remove him from the fight for the most part.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to try to get any kind of like Lincoln Sphere or something for the TB to protect him against it. Whether he buys it himself or maybe gets a teammate to do it, but it could become a tough matchup. They're going to have to address the Morphling in other ways. They've got the Spirit Vessel. Morphling, though, has a Manta Style. Will get a BKB eventually, so Enigma's Black Hole is maybe going to have to be the big answer for Crystallis. The good news is, unlike last game, they've got a hero that's much easier to Black Hole. Last time, playing against this sniper who you can never see, Morphling is going to have to be playing more on the front lines.
Yeah. Do you know how Lotus Orb works with this morph? If they put Lotus on the TV, does he steal the stats back, or?
I have no idea. I don't feel like you won't morph into the Morphling, I'm pretty sure.
I was pretty certain of that, but I don't know. Maybe we'll have to wait and see if they do get one of those Lincolns or Lotuses for him.
Armel charging forward. Once Rezo has an Arcane Rune.
Yeah, swashing away. Rolling Thunder there, going to connect on Rezo. He's trying to get to this ledge again to get pushed to low ground. Zayat, he's rolling back in, trying to aim for Armel and DJ's Tusk, getting punched around and crashed upon by the Pango and the Tusk. And there we go, the kill on Zayat, but it's allowed Rezo to get away from danger.
Morphling gets down a tombstone of his own, but that gets quickly farmed up, and will be Fnatic taking this bottom tier 2 tower. The Aegis expires, but they're still just so strong when it comes to these team fights. I'm not sure they'll be able to finish off this tier 2 tower. They have got meta, but without tombstone, without Black Hole for 10 seconds, they may feel a little bit antsy about this one.
And DJ trying the quick move, but again, it's onto Poppy's Enchantress, who's the one to break the vision. Tusk feeling a little worse for wear here. Fnatic in retreat mode. Johnwell trying to get back. Jab's going to blink away as well. They need to escape. Get Raven and Armel away from danger because the Thunder God's Wrath and a lot of damage coming the way of the Pango. Well, the kick just misses, but the roll won't. Can he sunder? Can he turn? Can he get the HP back? He can. Resolution now low HP and the snowball forward allows them to chase down while Jabs the Black Hole cancelled immediately. Zeus stops him in his tracks and Crystallis can open up. The Morphling getting involved with a double kill and Fnatic the ones retreating. Team Secret, you talked about weathering the storm in this game. It's cracked wide open again by this team fight from Secret.
Yeah, it just feels such a similar story to last game where, they're getting kind of hunted down, they're avoiding these fights, and all it takes is that one moment where they finally bring their carry to the fight. Last game was the sniper, this time the Morphling, and They just kind of catch Fnatic playing a bit too aggressive. Like, Fnatic kind of commit to this bottom lane tier 2 tower. We'll see it all again here. Like, they backed off, but they're being hunted because they know Fnatic are sticking around when they don't have Rolling Thunder. When the Black Hole, they were still waiting for 10 more seconds, and when they finally get off, it gets insta-cancelled. But just taking Fnatic on when they're missing some of these key spells and they aren't quite ready for a full 5v5.
Now, what a place for the Morphling to be on that high ground, atop the staircase, raining down damage on his opponents. Yeah, the start of the game was very good again from Fnatic, but it feels like, and going through the main body of the text, the Chapter 1, Chapter 2 here for Team Secret, getting Zayats picked off doesn't feel too good, but leading into conclusion, this Morphling, Lesh, and Zeus are starting to become real threats, even after Rezo's poor laning stage. And this Bloodstone build allows him to frontline so nicely.
Yeah. He's still going to have some maybe survivability issues against TB meta. He's going to have Skadi soon. Is going to eat him alive, perhaps, but that's going to be very dependent on Raven's BKB timing. I think pre-BKB, he's going to start feeling the pain of this Zeus Leshrac now. We're kind of at that point where Zeus isn't just, forced to play ultra scared with the items he's got, the Aether Lens, the Boots of Travel. He's got a lot of mobility, and he's got the cast range to kind of really sit back and just use his spells. So Fnatic are going to have to do what they can to try and guarantee that Raven doesn't get punished too heavily in these fights.
It feels like he needs this next Aegis. He'll have Skadi completed now. So Terrorblade with another big item there against the Morphling. And Roshan in 30 seconds, he'll make his appearance again. And Team Secret, though, they've pushed out bottom wave real hard. That needs to be maintained by jabs on his Enigma. Mid lane going to get shoved by Rezo. So Secret really prepping here for this upcoming Roshan fight. It's an inevitability that they're going to have a big clash around the pit. And they've got a good ward as well, already prepped.
Yeah.
And they see Raven right now. And they're going to know there's a number of heroes lurking in that top right-hand corner. Elbow of the map is inhabited by DJ and Armel.
See, Januel headed top, so they're going to expect most of the Fnatic team to be up here. So looks like they're not going to look to set up a fight necessarily, but just play back and wait for Fnatic to come to them. Morphling is headed that direction as well.
Dire vision again. Puppey just keeping tabs on all of them. Sees the smoke happen. And they continue to have vision over Raven's Terrorblade. Armel will bottle up a haste. There's no one showing here from Secret. Chrysalis, maybe. Yeah, he's out in open water a little bit, but quickly away from that large camp after farming it.
I'm not sure if, does TB want to fight while he's being Morph Agi drained? It's 70 attack speed and 20% Agi. It's such a huge chunk of his damage that he loses.
Yeah, and wow, the jump on Puppey. Aiming Enchantress again. Takes a little while to bring her down, but she's now dead for 40. But the fact that Morphling also went for the talent, 16 morph duration, he's pretty much got this up constantly.
Yeah, perma uptime. Just has to find the TB, and TB is going to be pretty sad about it, so doesn't look like there's any kind of Lincolns or anything to kind of address it. He's just going to have to suffer a bit. Has a BKB queued up, which is, I think rightfully just more essential for his game. Roche's respawn now. Fnatic are kind of camping around there, at least around their vision. TB showing top, though, so Fnatic have to be a little bit careful about any kind of fight that may break out here.
Taking the outpost, maybe a little risky, but something that DJ feels he needs to do so that Enchantress can't just respawn and TP top to get that vision going. Instead, Secret will TP mid, smoke up as 5.
Yep.
And start walking towards the Roche pit.
Enigma's so close to BKB, but just can't quite finish it off. Was trying to farm back in the jungle and mid lane. Has it coming out in the career now, so it looks like he will have it for this upcoming team fight if Fnatic can just be a little bit patient and not get caught out. But Secret, they're running at them. They're running into the high ground.
They still have this vision. They still have this ward up here. So Zayats with a roll in. The smoke from Fnatic broken immediately. They've caught out the Pango, silenced up and magnetized. And the snowball back in. DJ trying to close out Secret from getting up towards the Ancients. As Raven, he clears through the Earth Spirit. And Secret, that looked like a good initiation, but no one can keep up with the Earth Spirit. There's no blinks. There's no real follow-through.
Yeah, I wonder if they saw I know they've seen it now under the ward, but I wonder if they saw the BKB on Enigma, and that's why they didn't jump in to follow him up.
That's a good call. Yeah, probably the case. But rather be safe and go for any hasty decisions.
Like, if Morphling commits and follows up the Earth Spirit there, he's just getting solo Black Hole. Like, I think Jabs' only target is going to be this Morphling now.
And Fnatic with another smoke. They cleared all that dire vision, but they're playing up into top jungle where Jabs gets the Black Hole on the Zeus.
Okay.
Straight onto Nisha, kill him off with one swift hit from the Terrorblade. And now into Roche they'll head. DD up on Raven. Should make short work of it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Secret's still lingering around, but no buyback means they probably can't contest this one. 200 gold short, so it's not like he's going to have it in a second here. No Metamorphosis. Secret. They're charging forward. I think Morphling, knowing that there's no BKB Black Hole on the Enigma, really wants to take this fight, maybe.
Where is the Morph? Has he got TB mode? He does. He's got Meta ready. Enchantress tanking as many spells as she can. Zayat rolls in onto the Tusk, and they blow up DJ. Buyback from Puppey as well as DJ's Tusk, knowing how important this Roshan fight is. And neither team want to commit to go into the pit.
Yeah. I'm a little, like, I think for Jabs, it's like he just saw the core and the Zeus, and, you know, he's like, oh, it's Nisha from last game, I'm going to Black Hole him, but I think not Black Holing Morphling is kind of, I think, playing into Secret's hands there. Like, playing without meta, without Black Hole is so tricky for Fnatic. They cannot force this Roshan. They want to delay it. Like, I think Janduel's just, like, trying to pull Roche out of the pit with some decays here, because he knows that Secret are the ones who actually can go for Roshan here with these ultis on cooldown.
Yeah, and Crystallis just has a BKB delivered, so they get straight on top of the Undying and taking him down. In comes DJ, buyback out of Janduel. Zayat has a BKB as well, though. Rolling back in towards Jabs Enigma. Zayat's the sacrifice again. As Team Secret, they force back Fnatic away from the Roche pit. Try and get Crystallis a bit of space here and keep Nisha at arm's reach away from that TB. And they'll walk back into the Roche pit again.
They need this meta. It's up in a couple of seconds.
Janduel, the mech and the tombstone's down on the ground. Soul rips himself, but the Crystallis damage is substantial while DJ's blown up. Nisha force-staffed away, surviving, but the Spirit Vessel's ticking him down and will clear up the Zeus at long last. Raven with that Skadi, aiming for targets, but Puppey not the ideal hero to be going on. Buying a lot of space here for Secret to reposition themselves and look for another go. Armel, he balls up, tries to shield crash away, has to BKB to try and dodge away from Puppey's damage.
These fights, it's just, even when the meta came up, Raven's just struggling to dish out damage. He's having his illusions enchanted by Puppey. He's lost all of his, well, a good chunk of his agi and attack speed to the Morphling, and just being kited around. Like, it's so frustrating to be TB playing into this.
He's realized he needs BKB. He buys it now, but having BKB without meta feels so awkward. Jabs with no Black Hole just blinks and Midnight Pulses, but Roshan's claimed by Secret. Aegis in the hands of the Morphling. Puppey shredded there by the TB, but Secret with the ability to turn around potentially. Crystallis is struggling though, thinking about the way forward. He can morph and shift into the TB if he wants to. Battle here between Crystallis and Raven, and the Morphling will lose his first life thanks to Armel's contributions.
I don't think Fnatic want to stick around with the Zeus showing up, but they'll be thrilled about taking out the Aegis instantly. And they did all of that without a Black Hole, without a Metamorphosis. It was all off the back of just fighting around this choke point where they had Tombstone down, Rolling Thunder, bouncing around all the cliffs, and Armel dishing out some serious damage there. We'll see it once again.
Just wild fights.
Yeah. Really understand why things are starting to be a struggle for Fnatic, just unable to really fight around the strength of the TB. He does queue up the Lincolns now. I think, yeah, he had a Daedalus queued up, but he switched over, knowing that the Morph being perma uptime is just ruining his life. 36 duration on a 40-second cooldown. It's always being cast on him, so he needs to not give Crystallis this easy Morph target.
It's absolutely vital. So many tools here, you know, through draft, through play and execution. Secret are handling this Terrorblade very nicely.
Yep.
They're pinging him out now as well. Puppey is prepping his team to move bottom, but you see the radiant dots on the minimap here. Fnatic are absolutely ready to guard their Terrorblade with everything they've got. No, BKB Blink Black Hole is ready.
Are they going on Puppey? I've seen this one before.
Oh, leave the Enchantress alone. Armel gonna crash forward, but a bit of a force staff back from Puppey. creates the gap, and this is Fnatic trying to bridge it with the black hole onto the Morphling. They've caught him out, and Crystallis is down. Huge kill for Fnatic. On to Leshrac we go, but he's got himself an Aghanim Scepter. Turning on the Nihilism, trying to get away, but Raven with his BKB is the answer to that play. Team Secret lose 2 cores. Puppy Zayats both on the run. And Fnatic, what a beautiful setup, going even deeper for more. DJ with the opening. He'll get a lot of damage on the jabs, but it's not enough to kill off the Enigma. Zayat slowed down to a crawl by Raven Skadi slow, and Nisha Heavenly Jump not going to work. Closed in on by Fnatic. 4 down on Secret. And the Southeast Asian squad striking back incredibly hard.
They're finally found the big team fight. The Jabs is going to be thrilled. He finally got the key here. Last game he struggled to catch the sniper. This game he struggled to find the Morphling, but all it took was one black hole on the Morphling to break things wide open for Fnatic, and they're going higher ground off of that. It looked like, you know, the same kind of story from last game with the initiation on the Puppy's Ench where, you know, he buys too much time and you've kind of committed too many spells on an Ench, but it was almost a distraction. It was only Armelgong on Puppy while Enigma went for the crown jewels, went for the Morphling.
The crown jewels. It really is the gem in the crown here for Secret as we see it. Zayat just trying to drag waves, delay this. And they've held back Fnatic from their bottom lane. Secret have kept them at bay. And watch back the fight here. And that Chemo is, yeah, jabs. Sees his target, picks his man.
And I think importantly got the Midnight Pulse down too. That's such a huge chunk of damage, having the percent-based damage against some Morphling. We'll see the Tusk go down in real time. Pick off onto the pesky DJ full position. And it's far from over here. They didn't get any lane of frags, and they're going to have to play very patiently and cautiously now with the Black Hole on cooldown for a little bit longer, but I think Fnatic have shown they've got a clear answer now for the Morphling, who's going to have to play very much around, like, maybe buyback here, where he, like, accepts getting Black Hole and just... he did a buyback that fight. I was wondering if he was going to use it, because once Black Hole's being used, he kind of does become the king of the fight.
And a minute of freedom with that Tusk kill for Secret to push out multiple lanes. Fnatic, in fact, hiding their base. A 6k lead, not that meaningful 35 minutes in. And it feels like everyone now is really just considering the next Roshan. How can we get ourselves into a position here to get that third one? Zayats. An interesting roll across the bow of Fnatic's front line there. Januel even popping the Flesh Golem, expecting the continuation from Secret.
Yeah, Secret thought they were going, and they even threw the E-Blade on the Undying, but he's got a pipe now, so basically itemizing to try and counteract a lot of what Zeus is doing and to help protect the TB a little bit with the Mech and Pipe. Black Hole back up, and definitely was not entirely sure about this minus on Jabs, but at this stage of the game, with all the 50-minute plus games, it's clearly paying off, and I think Jabs is thrilled with the pickup.
Yeah, I mean, he's level 20. He's ahead of the Zeus and the Lesh, keeping up with those bigger carries and the TB and the Morphling.
Yeah. That's gone for the Ags over the Refresher. The extra damage, wanting to make sure that they are able to kill the Morphling during it. Not to mention the fact that it's percent-based damage as well, so you combine that with the Midnight Pulse, all this damage that just pierces through spell immunity, so the Morphling's BKB doesn't really do a whole lot against the Enigma.
Yeah, at this point, I'd love to see Secret grab a gem. We've already got one over on the side of Fnatic. Januel has gone through, cleared the Ancients area. There's no dire vision here. And they're smoking up together. Again, an identical move we've had from Fnatic here to guard Roshan is this smoke from around the mid-tier 1 area and past through that top jungle, but looks like they're changing tact a little bit. Trying to play into the lane rather than the top jungle itself. I see a couple of Morph illusions, but no hero from Secret showing until Poppy says, hello, I'm an enchantress. Yeah, come on, roll in onto me. Try and kill me off. It'll take a little while. And has buyback available if they want to fight as well.
Pretty monster Sora up there at the end doing some good damage, and I think Fnatic, knowing they've committed a decent number of spells, just the Rolling Thunder being the big one, aren't going to hard commit to this mid lane, but Secret don't want to use a buyback at this point. They're more than happy to maybe give up an outer tower if it means holding on to even a support buyback.
Speaking of buybacks, Morphling has bought out, so doesn't have buyback for this fight. Finished off his Skadi. So Terrorblade, Pango, Zeus, Lash, Enchantress, and Earth Spirit. All the heroes with buybacks here. As Secret have that slight defender's advantage with the buyback back into the fight. Rax being taken down quickly, though, by Eidolons and TB Illusions.
Just complete caution from Fnatic. Only willing to send in the summons and the illusions. They don't quite get the range Rex. It doesn't really matter if that range Rex dies or not. It's a bit of gold. The creep pressure is kind of negligible at this point. What matters is whether or not some kind of big team fight breaks out or somebody gets caught. And Fnatic wanted to defend top and wanted to just back off and reset things for now. Wait for that next Roshan.
Yeah, another one of these games where it feels like terrain definitely does become a factor. Fnatic want these high ground spots for Tombstone. They want the choke points for Black Hole. They need the vision to see the Morphling. Secret trying to roll in the Zayats again. And they get the jump on to DJ as Zayat's going to BKB and roll back away. A little bit of a poke and prod there from Secret to see if there are any weaknesses in Fnatic's line, but they are a chainmail link. They are all tight, holding together. Nothing could pierce through them.
They're using their vision well. Like the TB Illusions, the Eidolons, they're constantly being sent out. Jabs is microing individual Eidolons in certain directions just to make sure they can get any intel about Secret's movements, where they are on the map. And Secret doing similar things often. Puppey with the Edge, Morphling with the Manta style. They've got their own ways of making sure that they try and get vision up on the map.
2 minutes for Roche. Secret swarm and bot. No real vision for them to play into either, so not going to entertain any smoke ganks or fights here. Looks like Puppey going to guard the DD rune bottom. Still going to get...
Oh, Puppey's been found.
Yeah, he's still going to get jumped on by Armel here, and the shards allowing him to just crash roll after roll, as Crystallis, in fact, denying the DD with his illusions.
Can't really come in, not when there's a threat of an Enigma Black Hole. They don't know where Jabs is. He's over near the Roshan pit for now. It's Camp Roshan time. They've got such good vision. Fnatic with complete Team 5 control. When they've got their spells, even if they're missing one like a Rolling Thunder, that's, I think, something Fnatic have done a good job of understanding is that Rolling Thunder can just be used off cooldown. Anytime you see a support to kill, just commit it. Because as long as we've got Black Hole, as long as we've still got meta, we're not afraid of taking a 5v4 fight with Rolling Thunder on cooldown.
They're coming for your buildings, though. Tier 3
Lincolns
top.
now.
Yeah, protected against that Morphling morph. Resolution going to front line, clear out the waves as best he can. And such a nice shard to have as well with a split earth replicating itself. But again, Fnatic, they've got to come and contend with bottom lane, maintain this creep equilibrium, knowing that Roshan could be up any second now. They need that map state to be in their favor.
Raven does TP bottom, but immediately just drops an illusion and runs back to join his team. Just wants to make sure that these lanes are pushed out. Secret don't have the best heroes for any kind of split push here, so Fnatic get to just camp these wards smoked up. They want to start a fight, and they see Puppey.
Yet again, it's Puppey Gleipnir.
Does the ward.
And caught out with a walrus punch. Always funny to see that interaction between the punch and the untouchable.
Importantly, Puppey doesn't have buyback, so
yeah,
like these Ench deaths are like kind of worth it for the vision on some level, but when you don't have buyback, it doesn't quite feel as good. And you know, again, 5v4, no Rolling Thunder. Fnatic feel confident they can win any team fight, and they can also just take a Roshan here. So doesn't look like Secret are going to be able to contest this one. They do scan it out, so but they're just going to be way too late. They're letting this one go.
And this is a Roshan with Ags. Is this now Tusk with Kick? It is. So DJ is going to have the ability here to blink in and kick the Morphling into the Enigma. So Jabs doesn't actually have to make that kind of first jump. He doesn't have to show.
Yeah. Usually these Ags and whatnot almost always go to chorus just because, you know, they're the greedy ones. They're the ones who want it. But a Tusk kick is huge, and they've got Zayat's top now. Going for the roll out, but he's got the Malefice. He purges it off, so BKB TP, not worth a Black Hole.
Finishes his Ags. That's what he was up top farming for. So now you've got that ability here to save someone, but Earth Spirit doesn't have Blink. There's a pretty short range on the Enchant Remnant. We'll see if he can save something from Black Hole, though. That's going to be his key role here for Zayat. He's been the initiator, he's been the chaos creator, but now he is the saving mechanism for the Morphling against the Enigma. A Secret finding that space on the map, as they are so good at doing down bottom, keeping their net worth up there. A bit of a gap between the Morph and the TB now. But Crystal is still in a pretty good spot.
Being able to play a team fight a bit more confidently based on Earth Spirit's positioning. Does have the Blink Dagger to follow up, the Ags queued up, so...
Oh, Enchantress.
Oh my gosh.
The kickback. Is that a Yules from Puppy himself? Yeah, self-Yules, Ghost Scepter, 21 charges. Doesn't even get a chance to use them. Dead for 50 seconds. I mean, no buyback until now. Okay, he just gets the money for it, so it seems it was very well timed by Puppy there to have it available.
They're dropping the Tombstone. Raven blinking high ground with the Swift Blink.
Tier 3 being shredded. E-Blade dodge, the kickback on Nisha, they catch the Zeus, but there's the Enchant Remnant. Zayat turns him into a statue and kicks him to safety, while DJ, he pops the cheese to survive against this Metamorphosis Morphling. Puppy, brought back and is up in the front lines. In a Black Hole, though, it's on to 3 of them. Jabs, he's got the perfect initiation. Allow for Raven now to chase on to Resolution. BKB's starting to wear off, though. He needs the Sunder, doesn't get a good one, and Raven's dead for the first time. Crystallis Morphling able to hold the high ground, but Secret have still lost 3 heroes quickly, and the Morphling doesn't look like he's going to stand a chance anymore. Janoel and DJ on his tail, and Secret 3 members down, make that a 4th one, and 2 buybacks from Secret on their Zeus and Morphling. A little bit scary, but I don't think they've got enough in the tank to fight against 5 of Fnatic.
Jabs redeeming himself for last game. I think Secret is so much in the mindset that, okay, he's just trying to solo Black Hole Morphling, that the other 3 heroes didn't even like register that they were grouped up for a perfect 3-man Black Hole. Jabs has just been only looking for Morphling and a kickback, doesn't connect, and yeah, just a dream Black Hole for the Jabs Enigma.
Huge stuff. He's waited. He's waited 90 minutes for a Black Hole like that. Gets one finally. And then straight back up to high ground. Kicking back Crystallis, forcing the waveform. He does have that TB Metamorphosis on cooldown, but DJ very low. Essence Ring gonna keep him topped up. A bit of heals coming in. And Fnatic just resetting.
Yeah, they almost got the punish on Zayat's Earth Spirit there. Great job with the Undying, using the pipe plus mech and keeping DJ alive there. He's becoming a pretty key part of their team fights with the kickback, giving him the Ag Scepter. Means you definitely want to prioritize his life.
I don't know why I said Essence Ring. There's no Essence Ring anymore. It's just a ton of heals there. It looked like DJ was getting healed like 5 different things at the same time. My brain lagging a little bit, but yeah, we can see DJ able to jump in and get out.
Yeah, I think they just so genuine. He's done like some absurd amount of healing so far this game, like 15,000 healing.
Goodness.
But still, no Rax claim. Fnatic, they've taken every tier 3 tower. Some of these range Rexes are low in health, but unable to finish any off quite yet. And now they're playing without Aegis, so it does look like they're going to... I mean, they have to play safe. Black Hole being down it's the one time of the game where Secret are able to play a bit more aggressive. But the problem is it feels like Secret, when Black Hole's down, have got out on the map, got some vision down, but they've never actually been able to take a good fight. At least not for quite some time.
Play on Division Secret. Stay up here, smoke up together. Fnatic are over at your Ancients. They're actually spreading pretty wide here as Fnatic. Oh, Mel clears out bottom wave. Jabs is in behind him. If Secret go up this high ground, they're going to be in a 5v3 to start the fight off. Not confident enough to do it, though. Breaking into that dark area of the map. They'd much rather push out mid-wave, stay under their Observer Ward, wait and bide out their time.
Playing things slow, and the parts of the map where you don't have vision, especially high grounds, you just don't really want to mess with. Armel doing a good job cutting the mid-creep wave, alleviating some of that pressure that Secret's sending down the mid lane, and looks like they'll finally get their first Rax of the game with this bottom range Rax.
It took a while. I got the job done.
Eyes on DJ and Armel. They're looking for those initiations, whether it's a rolling thunder or a kickback. Puppey could become a target again, and there we go.
Straight in onto that Puppey Enchantress. Yules again just delays the inevitable as she lands and hits the floor with a thud. Dead for 65 seconds, but Fnatic still tentative, aware of the threat of this Zeus Morphling.
It looks like a scenario where they're actually waiting for the Rolling Thunder cooldown. He hit 25. He's 27 now in Pengo, so the Rolling Thunder cooldown, it's already back, so Puppey's going to be dead, and they'll have Rolling Thunder. That's so nice for Fnatic.
And they get the grab. Eon Disc and the enchant from Nisha. Jabs thinking about the black
back
hole.
to safety.
He's waiting, trying to look for the best opportunity, but it's only Zayat's there as an option. And the quick movement across, giving Zayat a bit of space, but Raven and Armel opening up now with a black hole on the Morphling. They've caught out Crystal. That's all they needed. A few more touches here onto the Morph will finish off this game for Fnatic as Armel controls him beautifully, and the second black hole onto Resolution will secure the GGs.
Oh, Fnatic bouncing back, and must feel so good because they took a long time before they first picked this Enigma. After losing with the hero in game one, a lot of teams would, lose confidence in the pick, particularly with how well Secret played and drafted against it, but they made the necessary adjustments, and Jabs came back and absolutely had a fantastic game here in game number 2.
Yeah, spot on. Absolutely spot on stuff. Much easier than finding the sniper, getting these black holes on the Morphling. And yeah, Raven, honestly, during the draft, I think you're on the same page as me here, looking at the Morphling, the Lesh,